was the? I mean, Man U losing is a big thing.
I mean, I can talk about that all day long. All right.
Yeah, I think we'll have enough to talk about. But I think that, like you were talking about, not. Are we recording already?
No.
I think what you were talking about with the titling of the episodes, I think you're right. Where we just need to put clickbaity titles, and I think that's
Yeah.
where the betting can help us. Like if like in the title, if it's like plus 2,000 parlay or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I got you. All right.
um,
3, 2, 1.
welcome back, everyone. We are back with our preview show for what match week 12.
12. 12.
12. It's flying by.
Wait, preview. You say
Um,
review or preview?
I think it's a preview.
Okay. They sound similar, so it's hard to tell
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, of course. But yeah, match week 12 preview show, which the season's flying by, man.
It is.
Flying by. But this week we had midweek Champions League and Europa League, so we're gonna chat about that a little bit. To start off, thank you guys for
Yeah.
tuning in. Of course, first off,
Can I say something now that I'm noticing it for the first time?
yeah.
How come you look much better wearing headphones than I do? Is it because my dude? I kind of look like an idiot, dude.
I think your headphones are massive.
They are, but they look so stupid.
I also have more hair. I think that helps. Like the poofiness of my hair. Like your headphones, you got a big gap between hair to headphone.
I do, yeah.
Whereas like mine is just it's like it's part of me.
I think yours are just more sleek. I mean, I look
Corsair brand headphones, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
yours definitely sound better than mine.
Turtle Beaches, but that's no big deal.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were like. For the longest time, I debated just getting like a pair of like Bose or something, like something that just like had really good sound quality.
Yeah.
Versus like a gaming headset.
I had that same thought. I don't even think these have a microphone insert.
No, because we both use external mics. So
yeah.
I was like, yeah, I go down two roads. Like every once in a while, I think about, okay, I want the big headset that's gonna sound awesome. And then I go down the road of I should just plug in my Apple tiny earbuds.
That's what I used to do, and I used to love that. Like I just felt like this is very constricting, but then I was like, I need some like noise canceling fucking.
Yeah. Yep.
This is before the house. I was balling. I was big budget balling, but
I want to get the is it Turtle? Is either Turtle Beach or Razer that have the haptic feedback in the ears?
I don't know. No,
it's like if you get shot in the right side, your right ear will vibrate, and I'm like, that just seems cool.
It does seem cool. Like, how long until we get to the point where someone actually shoots you if you get shot in a video game? Some dude's waiting outside your window, waiting for you to die.
Well, I know they have like you can get like electrocuted, right?
Yeah,
don't they have like
haptic feedback
suits
and
stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the vibration on the ears would be enough for me.
My ears are sensitive. I don't like they like vibrated.
Okay, my bad. I didn't mean to pry there. But yeah, getting into some of the Champions League games, we had Dortmund beat Newcastle 2-0. So in that group now is Dortmund's leading the group. Yeah, Dortmund's leading the group, then PSG, then Milan, then Newcastle. And I mean, Newcastle's got to be the toughest team that's currently, in fourth place or even third place. Right. In the Champions League?
Yeah, no, I mean, they're better than United. United's in fourth.
Yeah, I mean, you take them over a lot of the teams that are in second right now. Like, I think Newcastle, like in Arsenal's group, it's Arsenal, PSV, Lens, and Sevilla.
PSV's good, though.
PSV is decent, but I think Newcastle would put up a really good fight against them.
Oh, yeah. No, I think Newcastle would probably beat them. You're right. But PSV is leading Eredivisie, and they're very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Galatasaray is second in our group. I mean, that would be...
Porto's second in Barca's group.
Really?
Who's in that group again? Even Barca, Porto, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Antwerp.
Yeah, so I guess any second team there is going to be fairly weak, though. Yeah. I think I hope Porto goes through. I like all the Portuguese teams.
Yeah.
I know that's I do like the Portuguese league.
That sounded like a racial slur.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. It did sound like a racial.
The Portuguese geek.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get canceled because that's actually gonna be like something.
Slang for Portuguese man.
Geek. Yeah, so unfortunate for Newcastle, but does look like they might be heading out of the Champions League fairly soon. Shakhtar Donetsk pulled off an upset on Barca.
Yeah.
Keeping things a little bit interesting. Lazio beat Feyenoord. Porto beat Antwerp. Man City beat Young Boys. Milan beat PSG, which I think is... It shouldn't be as surprising as I think most people think it is, because I think PSG just has the name.
Yeah.
But like Milan look a good side, and when Leao decides to show up, he looks unstoppable.
And
he's just like
when our golden god shows up too, it's. I mean, Pulisic.
Golden god. Oh, okay. He's injured again.
No, I know, but like every time I watch him play for Milan, he's just fucking so good.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. And PSG's had a like. It's funny, they were as soon as they said we have to win the Champions League in order to beat. They've fallen off. Yep. Like the players there. I mean, I do think.
Well, you just keep going. Sorry, I have a point to make after.
I do think the players they brought in over the last summer, there's a good future there. I think there really is. They brought in a Korean player who I love, but your turn.
Yeah, I mean, just talking about PSG a little bit, like you think about the core of players they had when they made that decision where they were like, okay, we need to win the Champions League now. So you think Mbappe, Neymar, Messi. Yeah. You had Verratti in the midfield still. At one point, you still had Cavani with who was playing up top with Mbappe.
Did Cavani and Mbappe overlap?
Didn't they have the falling out about the penalty in like Mbappe's first couple of years at PSG?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I had.
Or was that
early?
I could be messing up. It could be Neymar.
Or are you talking about Neymar or Cardi? Because they had a Cardi.
No, it was definitely. Hold on. When did Cavani leave PSG? 2022.
He went to United.
Yeah, but he left PSG in 2022.
Oh
when
yeah, so they must have
signed.
It was like 2019 or 2020.
2017.
2017.
So yeah, he definitely played with Cavani. Yeah. But my point was, like, you think about the PSG teams of the past, and you're like, those are some ridiculous teams. Like some of the players that they used to have, and now that the players now, I mean, they're all younger, but you look at the players now, and they don't have that same appeal to them. Like I know Colomboani's having a great season, and Dembele is a great player when he's healthy. But you look at most of their midfield, and you're like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Hernandez is one of the best left backs in the world, and like Kimi's one of the best right backs.
Yeah.
But like Marquinhos is kind of staled. Like he's not like as amazing as.
I think Marquinhos has always been like a above average center back, more than above. He's been a good center back, but I don't think he's ever been a great elite center back.
Well, and I think a lot of people put him in that elite category just for the teams he's been on too.
Yeah, and I think, but I mean, maybe he had a season or two where he probably was up there, but I think overall his career, he's a good center back.
I agree. Yeah, and looking at. So yeah, I don't know. I think PSG's glory days might be a little bit behind them until they make some new signings. I think the writing is on the wall where they just have to move on Mbappe and reinvest the money.
Yeah, they should have done that a while ago, though. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna happen. Real Madrid just said they
pulled out.
Yeah, they pulled out. I mean, where does he go?
Well, and that's the problem. United. So like, who can afford his contract? First off, that he's going to be demanding, because it's not. We've learned as we've watched more soccer, it's not as much about the transfer fee as it is the contracts are the issues.
Yeah.
because I don't know what he's on now, but who's going to give Mbappe what I presume is over 300 grand a week?
Oh, he's like 700.
That much?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so you would think his next contract's going to be $1 million or above a week.
So even more my point, no one besides I don't even know who can afford that in the Premier League. Maybe the Newcastle with the Saudi money coming in, Man City, but like who else? No one else.
Newcastle and Man City, but Newcastle, for example, they don't have a good enough team yet for him to warrant him going. I mean, they will, so like it still would make sense, but a city with Haaland and Mbappe would be fucking stupid.
But then the next issue is Mbappe has proven, I don't know if you would call it an attitude problem, but he wants to be the guy. That, and that's been clear when Neymar was there, when Messi was there. They just didn't gel because Mbappe wants to be the main fixture in a team. And for City, are you just going to give him that? I think it's wrong for a lot of teams, especially the big teams, we'll say in the Premier League, Man United, like Arsenal, Chelsea, like those guys, because I think they're trying to get away from that aspect of things, like like trying to get away from the players that were too big for the club.
Yeah, City would never do that because they're just too well run. They know their discipline level is too high. If someone falls out with Pep, they're gone.
Yeah.
I could see Chelsea doing it. They might have the money. I don't think Arsenal has the money for it.
I don't think we have the money for it. I also think he is the exact opposite of what Arteta would want in the team.
Yeah, because he comes from the City level of discipline. Yeah. It's a choice that United would make, and everyone would be happy about it until it inevitably falls apart. Like it's going to.
Di Maria situation.
It always would fall apart. I mean, the only clubs I can see him going, it's either Barca or Real, and Real's out, and I don't think Barca would want him or afford him.
Barca's in more debt than anyone.
Yeah, so I just don't know what happened.
Do you think he would make a choice? It comes down to would he go to Saudi, and that aspect of thing.
I mean, he would. I think he would if he was on 300 grand a week and he could get up to the 600, 700 grand.
But the problem is,
he's already there. Like he's already there in Europe.
In his mindset, he can get guaranteed a stupid amount of money. Yeah.
I mean, how much money? Like, if you get to that level, to 700 to $1 million a week, does it matter enough? I don't know. Like,
I'm sure to some people it does.
It's a less of a difference, 700 to $1 million a week, than it is 50 grand to 100 grand a week. That's like, you know what I mean? That's just
definitely.
This doesn't make sense.
So yeah, I mean, I think because he's not leaving in January, but I think the summer transfer window, be very interesting with the Mbappe saga and to see where it ends up. Moving on, Atletico Madrid 6-0 Celtic. Leipzig beat. Not even gonna try that. Kavena Zavsda.
Don't know.
Real Sociedad beat Benfica. Napoli and Union Berlin tied, which lost me my bet. Copenhagen, Man United. Back and forth game. Maybe some refereeing decisions that could be.
Did you see the red card?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yes. I saw the red card, and my immediate thought was, obviously there's no intent in it, and it's going to look worse with the still images than it is.
Obviously. That's what, I mean, literally, when it happened live, until they announced they were looking at a red card, I didn't think a single thing of it. I didn't even realize it happened. You know what I mean? I couldn't even see it. Mm-hmm. Once they said they were looking at a red card and they showed the replay, I was like, it's gonna be a red. Yeah. It shouldn't. He wasn't even looking at the player. He's stepping across the ball. It's funny. It's like that move, stepping across the ball. That is a move intended to get a foul. You know what I mean? We stepping across quick before the other guy does it, and then you get contact. Like, it's just, I don't know. There's just nothing there. I mean, he's on his way stepping down, and then the guy gets his foot under. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
But and I knew it was gonna be a red. I've seen reds given for stuff like that. I was actually surprised the amount of people being like, "That's never a red," because I thought I was like, maybe I just think that sucks because I'm a United fan. But then I looked and it was like Arsenal and Liverpool fans being like, "Yeah, it's bullshit call." It's like, oh, okay.
I think it's too far to say it's a bullshit call. I think the rule needs to be looked at heavily at the end of the season because of how much interpretation difference that we've seen across the Premier League and now across Europe. Because in Rashford's case specifically, when they talk about intent with a red card, which you hear it get brought up every time there's a red, he was there was intent there, or there wasn't intent, whatever. But he wasn't even like making a challenge on the ball. You know what I mean? Like there was no like, oh, he went in hard for that one. Like
yeah.
And that's where it's like, okay, so these refs are not thinking about it in terms of being a player, which we've wanted them to not, and now we want them to. It's like, you know what I mean? It's you can't have both worlds.
So a couple things with that. I get intent. The reason why I think the rest don't want to look at intent is because intent is hard to judge. Sometimes it is hard to judge. That to me is the clearest possible example of no intent. The other thing with VAR is they can't give a yellow, can they? It's either red or nothing.
Right. Yellow card offenses can't be replayed.
Exactly. So if that is the case where they can't retroactively give a yellow, what I think in their mind is being said then is it's either not a foul or it is a foul. Do you know what I mean? Like there is no middle ground for them to land on. Because if they say, if they don't give a card, they say, it's like they're saying that's a legal play. Which it is, but it... I don't know.
I guess my question... So, I've seen the highlight of this. I watched the later portion of the game. But did the referee make a call there?
No.
So that's the issue. Is if the referee stops play, gives the yellow card, everyone moves on.
Yes, exactly.
If he gives, the most part, or they'll review it and say, "Oh, we're reviewing, see if it's a red card offense." But they can fall back on the yellow, is what you're saying.
Yes, exactly. If he gives the yellow, even if they look at it, they go, "Oh, there's no intent there," and then they keep the yellow. That's what would have happened. I think would have happened.
Or even if the ref called and gave Rashford the red card on the field, they could reverse the decision and demote it to a yellow card.
And
right.
Yeah, I think so. And if that was the case, that gives them that option to be like, okay, the intent's not there, it's still a foul, here's the yellow. But the fact that they have to go clean or foul in that circumstance.
If we're wrong about this, definitely. I think there's comments on the video, like on Spotify, but definitely comment if we're wrong, because like, from what I understand, only red card offenses can be reviewed. But I agree, if they can't go, if there's nothing given on the field, I don't know if they can go, oh, it's only a yellow. I think it's either...
They can't, yeah. Which is stupid, because it forces them into that decision. I mean, people are mad about it, but like they don't... they'd be mad if he didn't give a card for that. I think people would be like, what the fuck? That's studs on an ankle, like that should be a card. And maybe they're probably right. I mean... I think it probably should have been a yellow, just because the way it happened.
And I agree, but I think that also opens another can of worms, where if they can review yellow card offenses, then every single tackle is going to be reviewed by VAR. So I see the reasoning why that's the rule, but I don't know. I think we're nearing the point where someone's going to have to make a decision, and it's hard. It's really hard to go and say, okay, we're just not going to use VAR anymore, especially because of how big of an industry it is, like money-wise even.
Yeah,
like
and
the sponsorships that would be lost, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, if that happens too, give it 2 years and people will be begging for it back.
They'll want it back.
That's just how it's gonna happen. I know people hate it now, but just wait till you get screwed by an offside call, and you're gonna be like, "Whereas," you know what I mean? That's just how it goes. I mean, your opinion will change on it week by week.
It's also recency bias all the time.
Yeah. Like, that's why I don't understand. I mean, I understand hate on VAR because it fucking sucks sometimes, but I'm still in favor of some sort of intervention on calls that are wrong.
Yeah, I think the system just needs to be perfected, and they need to work on it, and then I don't know. The issue is how often things change. I think is part of the issue too. Like there will be one instance and they'll be like, "Oh, well, this needs to be changed," and they'll just change it, which sometimes is a good thing to have like quick change. But at the same time, if you're changing stuff every week or whatever, there's no consistency no matter what.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, I think it is a learning process where this is going to get perfected over time. And it should again perfected over time, but I think we've seen not enough improvement. It almost seems like it's failing backwards, you know. And after whatever 5 years of VAR, I don't know, maybe it hasn't been 5 years, but I feel like we should be at the point where we're saying this stuff happened the first year that we're not seeing now. But I feel like now it's just more problems are emerging instead of more problems being fixed.
Right, and I think people are just less accepting of mistakes now too, where it's like, and there's been so many blatant ones recently. Is the other issue is like some of the stuff that's been happening. It's like we've talked about before, like the Liverpool Tottenham, the goal that was disallowed, like that is absolute insanity. That and that's again not an issue with the cameras being in the right place or whatever. They drew the lines, decided he was onside, and then they didn't communicate that was the decision.
Yeah,
and
that was bad.
So like, and that's the part of the issue is the people that are running the system aren't competent enough sometimes to be the ones running the system.
Yeah.
Until it's sorted out, I don't know if it's more training or what, but it definitely has to be addressed.
I mean, I would think at the end of the season they compile all these problems, take every ref in the country, sit them down, and have a meeting with us. And I'm sure they do that. They have to do that, right? That just seems like the simplest way to fix things. I'm sure they do something like that. But for some reason, everyone isn't on the same page after those meetings, which to me is just wild. Like, I don't know how you can't get people to understand something like that.
Yeah.
And also the doing this for a yellow card. United, Hoyland did it, and I love Hoyland, but I was like, as soon as he did it, I was like, fuck, there's a yellow card, and they didn't give it, and I was like, well, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, if this is the rule, then you have to follow it.
Yeah, then it made me mad, even though my player didn't get a yellow, but I was like, God damn it, like, just if you're gonna do it, do it. Like, don't just choose one not to do it. And the ref saw him too. It's just
what was
stupid.
I think it ended up being for never mind. Because I think it got fixed, but so I have to ask you the question again. So I guess I'll phrase it as a different question regarding Man U. Is it, is it a real? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Okay, there you go. Keep going.
Is it a real failure this year to not get out of the group stage for Man U in the Champions League? But like going into it, I think in your group we kind of expected, Man U, Bayern to come out of there.
Yeah.
But as the season's progressed, I think Man U season obviously hasn't started as strongly as you want. Do you still expect them to get out of the group stage, even with how the Premier League form is?
Do I still expect them to?
Did you still?
Oh yeah. Did I still? Yeah. I mean, Copenhagen. I first off love Danish teams. I don't know why. I love the league. I think they're awesome. Every time I play FIFA, I start my player there. I love Copenhagen. Great city. Never been. Want to go. But we
it's
should
like
have
an
no
ad for tourism in Denmark.
we should have no problem getting past them. Galatasaray, good team. Side note, I love smaller teams, Champions League teams like
you just
that.
love all the teams.
I do, but like smaller
Except for
teams.
the French team.
Except for the French teams, I do not like the French. No, but like teams that are really big in their country, but just barely getting into the Champions League. For some reason, I love that. Like I love going to their home stadiums. I just think the environment's great. But we should still beat them. It is a failure if we don't get through.
Follow-up question: any movement on the Ten Hag out meter?
No, we're going.
Nah, he's like, I think if it works out with him, you're gonna have so much footage to back you up that you were like, dude, I've always been by him. You're gonna be that guy in the corner that's like, I knew it, dude.
I've refused to falter, man. I refuse to falter.
United are gonna win the league in like 2 years, and you're gonna be like, oh, that's my guy. I
will be so happy. I saw so much shit being talked about him, and I think it was fucking Reddit. I don't go on there a lot. I don't even know what it is, but but people were talking shit about him, and I was like, what the. It grossed me out.
Genius.
I was like, that grossed me out. I had to get out of there. I was like, Jesus Christ, this sucks. I mean, I think people are just goldfish memory, man. People are so fucking stupid.
Dude, I get the football Twitter when I read stuff that I don't agree with. It gets me so fired up inside, and I'm like, man, if I was 12 years old right now, I'd totally respond to that. But I'm an adult.
Yeah, if you're 12 years old, you would have been the one posting that.
That's straight back at him.
I swear to God,
that is the best manager in the Premier League.
I think it is just 12-year-olds posting all that stuff too.
Yeah, so obviously an unfortunate loss for Man U. They'll be without Rashford the next game.
Oh my God, hiccups.
Yeah, I know, you gotta figure that out. Inter beat Salzburg. Bayern beat Galatasaray 2-1. Arsenal beat Hurricane. Arsenal beat Sevilla. Sorry, I keep saying Sevilla.
Yeah,
Seville is the city.
Seville is the city. Been there, done that. Been to the stadium. Sick.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm well traveled.
White privilege. Arsenal beat Sevilla 2-0 and a comfortable win. GSB beat Lens, and Real Madrid beat Braga. So that's the wrap up there.
All right. We got 3 minutes left. Let's do the bets.
3 minutes left in the episode?
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about. Well, okay, I'll breeze over. In the Europa League, Premier League teams, Brighton beat Ajax.
Yeah, great. Actually, Ajax kind of sucked this year, but still.
Liverpool happened to lose 3-2, and that made me happy because I packed a Toulouse player.
Did you?
And they're road to the knockout card. So if they progress, he gets upgraded. That was pretty sweet. And West Ham beat Olympiacos. I didn't see Paqueta as a goal scorer. I like watching West Ham because I want to see Kudus play. Yeah. I enjoy watching him play right now.
Yeah, you're a big Kudus fan. Kudos to you.
I really wanted Arsenal to sign him. And obviously it didn't work out. On to... We'll talk about the Premier League fixtures and then we'll get into our bets. Actually, we'll do the bets first because, we might give away something if we talk about who we think is going to win. True. All right, I am ready to give you my first one whenever you're ready. Actually, can we get the standings first?
Yeah, we can do that, I guess. You got 13, I got 5.
Hell yeah.
Alright, give me yours.
My first bet is I'm going to take Tottenham money line at plus 120. I was like, they're still good enough.
Yeah.
Beat Wolves.
Ooh. Wait 1 second, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm trying to get into my account without showing it to the world. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure if I can go to my bets. Here we go. Okay, so I actually did the exact. No, I didn't do the exact same thing. My first one was Man United money line.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right. My second one, Kai Havertz anytime goal scorer.
Wow.
I think this is the week that it happens.
I hope for your sake it is.
I think he's gonna start. I think he's gonna start in the midfield. And I think he's looked good the last couple games. He's actually like made me happy to watch him. I think he's gaining a little bit of confidence. I think he ripped a shot in yesterday's game that just went wide, and I think he's gonna have the confidence to take some shots on.
Good for you, man. I hope it hits.
Yeah.
My next one's Everton money line.
I looked at that. I think that's a good one.
Thank you.
My final one could be the most risky one here. I'm taking Chelsea Man City. Draw.
Whoa.
Yeah. Because I think Chelsea have played all the big teams hard this year. They've proven tough to beat. I think it's at the Bridge. Yep, at Stamford Bridge. I just think we got, like, it's weird to say with how poorly they've been. I think they got a little bit of dog in them. I think they got like a Chihuahua in them.
They definitely are very Chihuahua, like small dog, definitely.
And I think Cole Palmer's going to show out against.
Cole Palmer is a little rascal for sure.
And he's the lifeblood of Chelsea right now. He looks very good for Chelsea. So I think that they could pull out a draw. I think that, I'll go even further. Clip it. 2-2 draw.
2-2. Wow.
Yep.
I don't know if they'll score that many goals. My last one is Newcastle money line versus Bournemouth.
Yep.
All right, let me pop these on screen for the peeps.
The viewers at home.
There we go. All right.
Sweet. And then last thing I want to do is just update on our FPL standings, because not a whole lot changed last week. I think there was only one positional change. I think everyone else, so EA AIDS fell back into 10th place after a rush up the leaderboard a couple weeks ago with the Ollie Watkins hat trick.
Mm-hmm.
So he's back into 10th. Everyone else remained in the same place. Awful week all around. I mean, for the entirety of FPL, it was a bad week. But our highest scoring player was Netflix and Chilwell with 43 points. So you can imagine how bad that was. Between first and sixth, it's only like 40 points between them, which, depending on who you're going to captain this week, could make all the difference. So anyone's game.
Yeah.
Very early in the season, but it's anyone's game. And I think with Holland not being as crazy as he was last year, it could open up the way for different teams to gain points in other ways, which is exciting.
Yeah, I think so. I know it's going to be a unique week.
Sure. You got any idea of who you're going to captain this week?
No.
No idea. You don't got any tips for the boys at home?
I think Rashford, this is the week.
He's going to come alive this week.
He might actually do something. So.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Salah. I think that's who I'm going to captain this week against Brentford. He let me down last week, not going to lie. But I think this week, I think he'll do okay.
I got faith.
For sure. But yeah, I think that's it.